Yeah, okay. My name is Gary Knowles. I live in the Annapolis Valley in Nova Scotia. Audra and I first met as graduate students in the 1980s. She was working in Toronto or studying in Toronto, and I was studying in Salt Lake City. So we've had a long association, which has included working together as researchers. I've also been an academic. I'm currently not, and we've been co-authors together as well. So the thing that really strikes me about all of this and about what Audra has said is that the idea of ElderDog is really yet another embodiment of how it is that Audra works with people in the world. So the Credo, which she said is an expression of the principles or the heart of ElderDog. Perhaps can you put that up on the screen, please, Tanya? So the Credo is really an embodiment of how she treats people. Audra's incredible strength that I've witnessed over the years, working with many, many different graduate students, is that all of these values that are expressed in the Credo that you can see if you read the screen carefully, all of these values are what she does in every context she works in. Now, they're particularly important, I think, for a large organization like ElderDog is becoming. Some of you may not know, but we're approaching or around about 2,500 volunteers at the present. And the volume of new applications to volunteer for ElderDog has increased exponentially since the COVID crisis. And these principles, if you can come to hold them in your heart and in your mind and in your body, you will in fact be honoring the incredible amount of work that Audra has put into this organization. So I witnessed, in the late 1990s, I moved to Toronto and became a colleague of Audra's at the University of Toronto. And I've witnessed the incredible amount of energy that Audra put into developing the principles and the emerging practices and programs of ElderDog. And so the first one on that list is about dignity. And that notion of dignity that Audra has expressed very clearly is for all of us to treat every person we work with in ElderDog with dignity, as well as the animals that we deal with, the animals that come to us. The second one there is about respect, and respect and dignity go hand in hand, but they're fundamentally quite different qualities. But respect has to also be embodied by our actions with one another. If we're going to be a caring organization, we can't just care for dogs, or we can't just care for seniors, we've got to care for everyone within the organization that we deal with, and all those who engage with us and require our services. The notion of health and well-being is incredibly important too, because that speaks to our incredible care for the well-being of the seniors, but also for the dogs. And for those of you who are new to ElderDog, you may not realize that ElderDog has a yearly expense for veterinary care that is probably, I can't speak to the exact number now, but I think it's probably approaching $150,000 a year. And that is to provide caring, humane treatment to the dogs that come into our care who are either left behind as a senior companion dies, or rehomed as a senior companion can no longer care for the dog, or has to go into long-term care, or even, as often happens, moves into accommodation where dogs are not allowed. The fourth point there, the notion of comfort is about not only the physical comfort, but the emotional comfort, and even the spiritual comfort. So it's this embodiment of a care of a person or an animal that is enveloping and essentially attempts to put beings at ease. So that obviously is about, leads to enhanced quality of life. So we want obviously to help our senior people by enhancing their quality of life through helping them with manage the various things that go on with dogs and humans, doing everything we can to strengthen the human-animal bond. And it's also, of course, about the tremendous care and love that we see witnessed time and time again in the way our rehoming program works and assists animals. The next point there is about tribute. And tribute is a rather unique quality. It's about honoring, if you like, honoring and giving thanks to the presence of people in our lives. It's about witnessing the power of connection. It's about witnessing the human spirit. It's about celebrating life and looking for the incredibly powerful, enlivening qualities that animals and people bring to us. The notion of integrity, of course, is that we as individuals need to treat everyone else in the organization and need to treat the elderly people or the seniors, and sometimes they're not always seniors, sometimes they're younger than, say, 65, but they still need our help, treating them with incredible integrity, which is not just about honesty, and it's not just about being principled and careful in our treatment, but it's being able to be trustworthy. It's about being able to be there when you might be needed. It's about having a courage to do the right thing whenever that's needed. And of course, the sustainability is really interesting in the sense that we're a young organization. We've grown exponentially from coast to coast since 2012. And we've got to find ways to be sustainable. And for members of the board, that sustainability means that we need to share the load. We need to assist each other. We need to work as a team. It means that we need to be financially sustainable. We need to be relationally sustainable. We need to be physically sustainable. And we need to do everything we can to make sure that our organization goes way after Ardra passes on and all the current board members pass on or whatever. So we want to build an organization that will continue to serve elderly people and their animal companions, their canine companions, and serve them in a way that's incredibly meaningful. So this is all about, the heart of ElderDog really is about strengthening the human-animal bond in a way that will simply enrich everybody's life. It enriches the dog's life, it enriches the senior person's life, and hopefully it will enrich our lives as volunteers. I imagine that for those of you who have had some experience working with ElderDog, that you would be able to say to newer members, yes, I felt really enriched by the experience of working with ElderDog.